Hey guys, welcome back to Marvel Future Fight. I'm Quexis and I'm here to help you max your game in minimum time. Today I'm going to be talking about a game mechanic that is part of the arena where you get to team up with a couple of other players and essentially fight what is a mega boss. It's a boss they give 800,000 hit points to. It's timed, it's a 5-minute fight. The first time that I went into it, I thought, okay, well look, I guess any character that's level 40 qualifies to be in here. But there's actually a second qualification. You have to have at least 4 stars. You obviously have 5 or 6 as you see here. But the minimum requirements are 4 stars and level 40 to participate. And I'm going to show you, you can see here I've got a couple of players that are 40. Ronan and Falcon you can see are 40, but they don't have 4 stars. That's why you didn't see them in the list. So if you're wanting to train up some guys, I would suggest taking your guys that have 4 stars, trying to get them up to level 40. But there's another thing that you really need to be doing when you're thinking about this, and that's getting your character geared, skilled up, have the ISO 8s on them. I took She-Hulk in, and as you can see here, I do have her gear at level 10, and we'll look at that in a minute. But I've got a set bonus that's 6, but I don't have the ISO 8s in there for her. And so that makes her a good bit weaker than she would be if she had that set bonus going on. One thing I do have going for her, at least, is I do have her gear up to level 10. Now, I would really recommend that you at least have a full set of gear to level 10, or you have your gear to level 9 and a 6 set ISO 8 bonus as the bare minimum to take in here. And I don't have her skills up or anything. I took her in and have a hard time with her. We got through, but look at this character. This is the kind of character you do not need to take in. He meets the minimum requirements, but look at his gear. 6s, 5s. This gear really needs to be at level 9. He has no ISO 8, no set bonus, and although he's 4 stars in level 40, if I were to take this guy into the arena, I would be a detriment to my team, not a help. I would not be contributing. I don't have him skilled up, so I would just really want to encourage everybody, do not be the person that brings this technically qualified but under-geared character into the arena. So before I take my guys in and show you some gameplay, I do want to show you I practice what I preach. I've got vision here. You can see a set bonus. This is not a particularly amazing 6 set bonus, but it is a 6 set bonus. I do have the ISO 8s in. You see I like to keep 3-star ISO 8s on all of my guys when possible, and I do that for most of them. Most of them I even have 4 and 5 stars on some of theirs. So I just took the first 6 set bonus I could get, which happened to be the Sly one. It's not arguably worse or better than anything else. You see his gear is on 9. 3-star ISO 8s across the board. I don't think I've got him skilled up, but this is what I would say. These are pretty much the bare qualifications. I've got Singularity. She's got her 6 set ISO 8 bonus. I've got her gear at level 10. Same thing for Ant-Man, and I'll show you across the board. Giant Man, they all pretty much have the same stuff. At least level 9 gear, if not 10. My Hulk is pretty weak, even though he's got a set bonus and level 9 gear for his level. But all of these guys have the 6 set bonuses, and then of course these guys at the end. These are my highest guys here: Spider-Man and Venom, and their gear is really good. So I want to get into some arena gameplay. I loaded up here, and I'll start with my weaker characters, just to get them out of the way. As I've shown you, they are all appropriately geared. I will not take Kingpin in, but I want to show you a couple of the problems with the Team Arena. Well, they may not be problems for you, but sort of setbacks that I would say. As you see here, people coming in, out, deciding if they want to play with you. A lot of level 50s won't play with 40s because of the problems we talked about earlier. I've fast-forwarded through this. This took a couple of minutes of waiting around. And then, one of the other problems that seems to happen quite frequently with the Team Arena is the loading time. It takes forever and ever. And I've got that fast-forwarded. I've got this sped up too. I'm sitting here for like 30 seconds waiting for this final guy to load in. And once he does, we'll get the gameplay started and I'll speed it up. And the gameplay is not particularly exciting, but there are also a couple of just sort of issues that you need to know, sort of what your responsibilities are. Now you see Spider-Man's dead and Iron Man's about to go out. At this point I'm on low health. It is my responsibility to kite this guy around and wait for my guys to get back up. And then once I get Spider-Man's back up, I'm gonna wait for Iron Man to get up, and then it's my responsibility to die. Now here's why I'm doing this, and we'll speed up the gameplay a little bit more in a second, but if all 3 characters die at the same time, you failed a mission and you get nothing for it, and you've wasted everybody's time. So you need to know sort of what your responsibilities are. You need to know when to die at the right time so you're up, and you need to know when to kite around while your other people are waiting or wait to pop back up. So we'll see that we get some pretty decent rewards here starting out. That's almost 30,000 gold for a couple of minutes of gameplay, and then more time waiting than it took us to do that. So I do like the rewards, and I do want to show you some more of those, but I really feel like it's important that I show you some of the problem areas with this. Now there's a ton of waiting, and I fast forward, you can see the loading circle of doom there and people waiting to get in. I want to show you this and just take a second to tell you. It says you're no longer in this team. This is not because I disconnected. People can kick you out, and they do that with level 40 characters frequently. They probably assume you're not geared. You're going to have that problem a lot. If you come in as a level 40 character, the upper level characters are going to not want to play with you. And you see I'm having to keep loading back in, loading back in. There's issues. The loading is taking forever. And all of this that you're seeing is sped up 8 times, which means I'm doing a ridiculous amount of waiting around for people to load in. Unfortunately, that's not even the biggest problem with Team Arena, and I'm about to show you the biggest, worst problem with Team Arena. He readies up, Ultron hits start, and Venom bails. So we've got 2 people in here, and I can look, I know what the DPS benchmarks are, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. I'm seeing that we're not making our DPS benchmarks on the time, and so I go ahead and die, and we failed this mission because somebody bailed out on us. That's a big problem. I hope Netmarble addresses that. However, I want to show you something you can do to kind of see if you're on track with what I call DPS benchmarks. What you're going to see here is Rocket started and our guy bailed. This is a problem that happens too often. And I'm mad, so I say something a little snarky. But really, it's not Rocket's fault. It's not that player's fault. But I want to show you. At 4 minutes, you need to have done as a team 200,000 damage. And the reason I say that is you start out all healthy. You can throw all of your skills at them. They're not on cooldowns yet. Because in the next minute, you need to have done 150,000 damage. And I see that I'm making that here. We're going to pause it at 3 minutes and say, am I at least at 450 or below? I am. So I feel confident at this point I'm going to go ahead and do out the rest of the fight because I've got enough DPS with Rocket that we're going to be able to take him out. Now, you might ask, why 200,000 and then 150? Because you can see you die and you lose DPS massively at the end. So you can only count on doing about 150 per minute. You see our rewards, and what I'm going to do is just fast forward through, like, show you the rewards I get for everybody else, and then we'll do a tally up of these at the end. So I've shown you the problems. The rest of these, there was nothing really worth watching in the gameplay. It's just standard gameplay, us beating down a boss with 800,000 hit points. And you see there's all kinds of different rewards that you can get. The coolest thing, I think, from here is the dimension debris and the gold that you can get, and those are the 2 biggest items I look for. But there's a couple of other noteworthy things here. Those red stones you're seeing are ISO 8 boosts. They actually give you more experience or more rank up potential than their equivalent star counterparts when you're doing ISO 8s. I'm going to do a video on that later and show you. And you get EXP chips. That's another thing you get here that's pretty good. So let's take a look at the total loot we got. 10 Norn Stones of Energy, 225,000 gold, 72 Dimension Debris, 4 3-stone ISO 8 boosts, 8 2-stone ISO 8 boosts, and 102,600 free experience in the form of experience chips. Now overall that's not a bad haul, but keep in mind it took me over an hour to get that, most of which was waiting around for other people. So I've told you the bad things about Team Up Arena. I've also shown you some pretty good things, which is the loot. I hope this video has helped you out. If it has, please consider giving it a like, as it really does help out the channel. Please let me know what you think about the Team Up Arena in the comments section below. Is it mad money or a massive time sink? Also, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please do so now. I'd love to have you be part of this community. Here's a few other videos that I think could help you max your game in minimum time. I'm Quexis. Thanks so much for watching.